All right. Thank you, Miss Paula Oteguy. Can we just get a warm round of applause for her?
Thank you.
All right, so the chat has been going. You guys have having some great conversations on the chat. We encourage more conversations during the chat. I would also like to invite you guys to, if you have any questions, put them in the chat so we can bring them up on screen and get those burning questions answered. I think I'll kick things off by asking if you are somebody who is interested in learning more about cybersecurity, maybe you want to, learn in school or you want to do a career change, where is a good place to start? I like to recommend some free resources. Where is a good place to start if you are learning, if you want to become a cybersecurity specialist? And that's open to the panel. Do we have Valentina? Are you still here?
I am, yes.
Would you want to take that one?
Sure, yeah. As I mentioned before, the GFC has a civil portal, which has a lot of resources and ongoing projects. So if you're interested in one specific topic, you can go there and search, and it might be there. Otherwise, you can reach out to us. And now, if I have to change my hat to the OAS, we've been providing a lot of training depending on the topics as well, like for policymakers, diplomats, um, young professionals. We've been providing a lot of trainings in regard, like in terms of cybersecurity. So you can go to our social media and just see what we have been doing. You can also sign up for our distribution list, and we can support you and update you on what we've been doing in the past few months and years. So it's just to go to our website, PFC website, OES website, and you'll find a lot of resources. And we are always open to answer any questions or doubts and provide you with the most updated information.
Perfect. Thank you for that. Now we have a question inside of the room, Mr. Nigel Casimir.
Yes, thank you very much, Nigel Casimir from CTU. And I guess I could put this question to either the ambassador or Ms. Andrea Martin-Swaby. They talked about different processes going on at the UN, one on cybercrime and one on cybersecurity. And I wonder if they could indicate if there's a time frame to these processes. If it has been determined, a schedule for the production of various outputs. Some clarity on that would be appreciated. Thank you.
You wish perhaps I could address the process of the ad hoc committee, a process in which I'm quite involved in that process. So the process started in terms of the active negotiations in January, February of last year. There are 7 scheduled meetings. We're actually currently engaged in the 6th meeting, so I'm joining from the UN in New York at the moment. The 7th meeting is scheduled for the end of January next year, by which it is hoped that we will have a draft convention and would have completed the process. And so during this actual 6th meeting, the CARICOM, we have been negotiating as a bloc. All 14 member states are negotiating as one. Jamaica is the lead coordinator for CARICOM. And so far, we have been aggressively trying our best to ensure that we have an instrument that all 198 states of the United Nations can be pleased that we've made progress in harmonizing our legislation, and also with a focus on capacity building and technical assistance. In terms of the OEWG process, I don't know if Claudio would want to address on that aspect of it.
Is he there?
If not, I
He
will.
might have dropped off.
Okay. If not, I'll have a go at it. I'm not as intimately involved in the OEWG process, but what I am aware of is that it focuses on cybersecurity. And so I know that CARICOM member states are also represented in that process. And the focusing is on seeking to ensure that the norms, the 11 norms, are universally acceptable. We know that in the internet space, there's no internet governance. No one can lay hold to the authority on the internet. And so the push is for encouraging member states to adopt the norms within their domestic context to promote a harmonious internet space. I don't know if Valentina or Paula would want to chime in a little bit more since I'm not so intimately involved in the OEWG process.
Good. Do we have any more questions online or in the room? I had seen a question pop up in the chat. Are we able to grab it and put it in the Q&A? If we could scroll down on the screen. Faith, you seen it? We have one question that popped up in the Q&A. Are you seeing it? Okay. Perfect. There we go. From Erica. Faith, you wanna grab that for us?
Okay, I'll read it off. It's not a question, but information. The International Information System Security Certification Consortium, ISC2, pronounced ISC squared, currently offers free exam and training in cybersecurity with its certified in cybersecurity program. So, do you want me to reread it?
No. Yeah, you can read it again because I think you're a bit cut
Okay.
off in the beginning. Yeah.
So it's not a question, but the International Information System Security Certification Consortium, ISC squared, currently offers free exam and training in cybersecurity with its certified in cybersecurity program. So the person posted a link to it. So
Right, so I just wanted to add something to that. The particular certification that they're offering is called, it's the basic one, Cybersecurity Professional, but it really is the ISC squared response to a global shortage of 3.4 million cybersecurity professionals needed. That is an offer that's on right now. It's not going to be like that all the time, and then other levels of their certifications are you have to pay for them. But anyone who's interested in getting involved, you do not have to have a technical background. It will be strongly encouraged that you look at the ISC's free offer this year of basic cybersecurity training.
That's very insightful indeed. Mr. Casimir?
Yes, I also see a comment from Tracy Hackshaw on the chat related to this. He says there's also an ICSC squared Caribbean chapter. And in the chat, he put a link to a website related to it. There is another comment as well that this is from Javed. I'm not seeing Javed's last name, but he's online there. And he said that the cybersecurity bootcamp through the OAS is very beneficial, and it is one of the pathways to getting invaluable experience. The OAS stands to be one of the most resourceful institutions for capacity building in Latin America and the Caribbean.
Those are two great resources to go and check out. Now, before Miss Andrea and Valentina, before you guys go, one last question before we break for lunch. We have been seeing a lot of cybersecurity attacks across the region, right? What are some tangible but practical things that business owners can do to protect their enterprises that are probably not being done right now? Valentina, do you want to kick us off and then we could bring in Andrea?
Sure. I will
Or
say,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah. I will. That's a question more to my technical team, but I will say always to do the basics. I think in terms of do capacity building for all their employees, because it's not like a problem of like the high level people, but it's a security matter that we should all have, like from the basics, having like a secure password, like certain techniques to have a safe password, to getting to know the different cyber threats that we can experience at work, doing just from writing an email to clicking to a link. So I think it's sometimes we think that it's very technical skills that we should have, but they otherwise they are very basic. And I will say making all the employees capable of understanding what a cyber threat is and knowing how to identify them.
Wonderful. Andrea.
Yes, I am not a cybersecurity professional. In fact, I'm from the crime aspect. But if I could shed a little light, also based on what Valentina had just said, now, with the introduction of data protection and data privacy laws within our region, it will be the first time that there's an obligation to employ cybersecurity measures within an organization once you're processing personal data. And so there are certain standards that include security measures, education as well, building capacity in that regard. So, to answer with a non-technical but legal answer,
Yeah.
and also practical answer as well as what Valentina said, it's important that there is awareness. That's a big part of the national cybersecurity strategies as well, to enhance public awareness, to ensure that all persons are equipped with the knowledge to prevent malicious activities from affecting their particular organization.
Wonderful. And Paula, did you have anything to add to that?
No, especially it's not the opportunity why I'm here with you, but
No
I can
worries.
say that the leaders programs has a team, a thematic area about cybersecurity. So it's an invitation for who are interested on to present knowledge and invite everyone to know and to know results that we have regarding the program. So yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, warm round of applause for Ms. Valentina Name, Miss Andrea Martin-Swaby, and Paula Oteguy.